Good evening and welcome to another episode of the SCNS Live Super Cool Nerd Show. And it's going to be a good show. It's going to be a great show because the Russo brothers have said spoilers are on, mainly because there's a major one in a little Spider-Man trailer that came out. But we're going to get into all that later on. So as far as the MCU, where do we go from here? After being on this high, and where are we going from here as far as the universe as well? But thank you all for joining us in the Twitch chat. I am Jason the X. I don't do this alone though. There's Kat.
I do it. I do it alone. Oh, no, wait.
Whatever it takes.
No,
whatever it takes.
Yeah.
You walk alone.
Well, we can't sing any more than that because copyright and also because other reasons.
Really? They can get us if we sing? Come on, man.
Yes.
They can. Oh, yeah.
Awesome. I mean, anyway,
Anyway.
thank you, Kat. Also over there, Cass.
Genuinely thought the T-Rex head was the actual head.
Maybe it is.
No, that's clearly his arm, and then he has a head.
It
He
blinks
has a
independently.
T-Rex arm for his head?
Yeah,
T-Rex
but
head
like
for-
when he's a T-Rex, it's just the head.
It's Megatron.
Stupid.
I don't know what that means.
Don't question Megatron.
Anyway,
Megatron questions you.
also over there, we've got Bryce.
Soviet
It's
trash
everything you could ever want in a purple robot dinosaur combo.
Yeah, if I,
That's
You're
not,
not
even
wrong.
true.
if I could chop off an arm and replace it with another head, like a T-Rex head,
I mean, I wasn't expecting all that much.
I'm
or
gonna-
a Bucky cybernetic arm.
That's
Anyway,
all you could want. I
gonna
want
sneeze.
wings.
That's fair.
and over there is, where the hell did you get that hat?
I got this at a con years ago. I'm wearing it because today Detective Pikachu comes out in theaters.
Oh, really?
Also, I'm wearing my Instinct shirt because that's the best team there is.
So you got conned for the hat, is what you're saying.
And
Yes.
that is Ricardo.
Hi.
That is a pretty awesome hat.
Thank you.
Anyway,
Dear stalker.
and behind the board, making things look pretty and sound great, it's Cora.
Hello, and I would like to add in on the purple dinosaur debate that it's not Megatron. Don't listen to Jason. That is Barney the dinosaur is a robot.
It's true. True story.
All of y'all.
I
can go
mean-
straight to hell. Anyway,
Rude.
thank
Wow.
you all for joining us, and also Cora, good job on an interview you did for Ripley's Believe It or Not. Very nice work from Fan Expo. Thank you out there for Fan Expo for inviting us down. Give
We
us more
should
interviews next
go
time.
there.
Oh, who put their hair in the thing?
I did.
You did?
I
So
did, because
Cat did.
only it needed blue.
It did need blue. I did. Did you?
I've been told to stop leaving DNA around town. So.
That's absolutely fair.
That's
For us.
disgusting.
yeah, Bryce, did you?
I was just going to say, I contributed well wishes.
So the girls are the only one that had the balls to donate to the
I was at
hairball.
work. I'm sorry. I have bills to pay.
Oh,
You're the only one exempt from this then.
Thank you.
I stopped by and did gaze at it and asked if I could pick it up and throw it.
Did you?
You know, because I wanted to start a volleyball
Did you?
game.
though?
First of all, it's a disgusting ball of hair that I just don't want to. One of
No.
I don't even like
I wanted
thinking
to-
about
I
it
want
for too
to-
long.
I wanted to serve it. I want to see how far it could.
I want
Go.
to give
It's
you
like
a fun
over
fact.
60 pounds.
So
We
at the
broke
beginning
my
of the month,
wrist then.
Dallas had the Oddities and Curiosities Expo, which is where I first encountered the giant hairball. It was half that size. So it has grown twice as much in less than a month.
I think
Thank you and good night.
the best story from that booth was when the guy was telling us where
Oh.
they were moving it, and somebody picked up one side faster than him, and it went right into his face.
Oh.
That's like,
No,
boy,
thank you.
We should go out to Ripley's Blue Tonight and check it out.
I would sand glass my
Absolutely.
face after that. But
Right.
anyway, so yeah, thank you out there to Ripley's. It was a good time. But also on the channel, Bryce brought back a little video from Texas Frightmare Weekend, the
Yes.
Felissa
Rose.
Rose panel.
Yes.
And we got some other stuff that's in the works right now. It's coming out. But thank you, Frightmare. And well, you didn't invite us out, but you still had a good con. And
Screen Queen Felissa Rose it was in charge. Yeah, she was great. And saw Lance Henriksen as well. He was awesome.
these figures over here bother me with what's going on over here.
I feel like it's appropriate.
Yeah.
It looks like the cover of that ice skating movie that Will Ferrell made or whatever. Blades of
Blades
Steel.
of
Blades of
Blades of Glory.
Blades of Glory, whatever.
Yeah, I thought he kind of looked like Big
Blades
E
of-
there for a second.
Blades of Glory. Blades of Steel was that Superman movie.
Blades of Steel is actually a video game.
Oh.
Anyway, I'd also go ahead and since y'all like to clown it so much, it is the wait a minute. It is the 35th anniversary of Transformers, which debuted on May 8th of
Oh
1984.
my god. No, we're not doing this.
No, we care about this. Keep talking.
Anyway,
Well, that's a great movie.
Congratulations. No, the
Let's
series itself.
drop the current
Oh, I thought you
MCU
said
and
the
only
movie.
talk about
So-
that.
Congratulations to the Marvel, to Transformers universe for going 35 years strong. But anyway,
Strong?
strong.
Okay.
Very strong.
Michael Bay tried his best to kill it off, but hey,
That's
We
John
survived
Cena-
the day.
John Cena saved it.
Anyway, let's go ahead and get to it. I would kick this show off. Let's do it some. Let's kick it off with some super cool nerd news.
what are we doing?
Super cool nerd news. Now,
What's
as
it
I was
called?
saying-
There's nerd.
Scientists
nerds.
have demonstrated for the first time that it's possible to generate a measurable amount of electricity of a diode directly from the coldness of the universe. I'm sorry, I think I got my notes mixed up here. Anyway, there was a trailer for a movie called I Am Mother, which is going to be debuting on Netflix June 3rd. This debuted at Cannes to a lot of people were excited about this movie. Basically, and also the trailer is on our Facebook page, facebook.com/SCNS Live, if you want to check it out. But back to this movie. So basically the premise of the movie is humankind is wiped out. And a robot has been tasked with recreating society based on, well, using DNA materials from the previous human race. And the robot raises a child and basically is their mother. Also, I would love the character looks a lot like GLaDOS from
She does.
yeah, there is a definite GLaDOS impression that I get from this. However, this movie has me ever since I started hearing about it. A friend of mine actually saw it at Sundance. It's like, you have to watch this movie since you're a big fan of robots, and I am, because this movie also shows that robots just do it better, even parenting. I would like to think that in this dystopian future that the robots do transform into something.
The enemy.
Murderers.
It looks like.
Anyway, the movie does stars Hilary Swank, who basically gets in and reveals the truth of what's I still don't know who's actually the bad guy, and I'm really excited about that because I'm pretty sure that the robots are the ones that we should be trusting, not this Hilary Swank, whatever her name is, coming in and trying to ruin this relationship between a mother and daughter.
Robot.
Mother and daughter.
Robot.
You don't always pick your family.
Daughter and robot.
Did you ever see Ex Machina?
Yeah, I saw X-Men.
I love that movie.
It's a great movie.
Okay, that's not a good example of what I'm trying to bring forth here. But
It's really not.
I, Robot. I is Robot.
Never saw
And it's
that.
my perspective that humans should not be trusted. So I'm curious to see how this goes as well.
Who makes robots?
Anyway, the movie is starring, like I said, Hilary Swank, Clara Ruggard, and Rose Byrne is going to be the voice of Mother.
I'm really excited about that because I get to enjoy Rose Byrne without having to
seeing
look
her
at her
face.
face.
Damn.
I can't stand her.
It does look like
Shout out to you,
it's
Rose.
small. It's also one of those small cast
Thanks
movies.
for watching.
It's only 4 people in this cast, and I really love
Oh,
movies
wow.
like that because it really depends on the actors to get across everything. So yes, but it after it debuted Sundance, people were really excited, and it got a deal on Netflix. So yay! I Am Mother, June 3rd, Netflix. I am watching this movie, and I'm very excited about it.
I am
Cool.
too. I saw that preview earlier today, and I thought it was great. It reminded me a little bit of Chappie.
It's a thriller. It's definitely a thriller.
We should all get together, order
Like
pizza, and watch it
burgers.
together.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Rose
Design.
Byrne's like very calm voice as everything is happening. Just
It goes with her face that doesn't change around.
yeah, like my friend told me about it, and I couldn't, and I kind of like put it in the back of my mind. That's it's that
Put
trailer.
her in shade. I'm not going to be left.
I'm in. So yeah, Winter Workshop worked on this too with the look at the robots.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So Jason, why don't you and I invite the rest of the crew, or maybe just this one to my right, to a Rose Byrne movie marathon? What do you think?
Are we going to kill all humans?
How about not that?
Which I got to take a
How
great
about
picture.
no one wants to see 2014's Annie again?
Oh.
Rose Byrne was the...
Why you gotta be hating on Rose, huh?
She's not a good actor.
Oh, ooh.
Shots
like-
fired.
Huh? She was the FBI. Oh, in Annie, she was not the mom, but the like, she gets married to Jamie Foxx at the end. Spoilers. And then
It's been
in
5
X-Men
years.
First Class, she was the FBI agent who like almost ruined the whole movie.
No, I just didn't remember it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, well, you clearly don't like her. But anyway, she's going to be a robot. So you can dislike her less because she might be the bad guy in the film.
I won't have to look in her face.
Or she could be the loving mother that, is trying to care for her child and protect her.
Failed
Because
the
that's
nanny,
how robot
so-
movies end.
Hey, robots care about us.
Terminator.
They
Freedom
care.
is the right of all sentient beings.
They care to squish us.
No, Terminator 2.
Just
The robot
Decepticons.
was trying to protect John Connor.
Anyway,
I saw Lost in Space. Not all robots are bad. Some are good.
I saw the robot that threatened Jimmy Fallon. All robots are bad.
Big
Jimmy
hands.
Fallon is very threatenable.
He's not wrong.
I can't
I
argue.
remember.
Yeah.
I get tired of Jimmy
Okay,
Fallon
Big
too.
Hero 6.
So
Big Hero 6
Big Hero 6.
wins every time.
Wally.
Yeah.
I'm okay with robots threatening Jimmy Fallon because I don't like him just like you don't like Rose.
Just shade everywhere.
Yeah.
But like, you can't discriminate just because they came for Jimmy Fallon. You happen to not like Jimmy Fallon. It doesn't tell you anything. It's more a concern about like that. What is it? The Parsons principle or whatever.
Turing?
Yeah,
Or-
Turing. Alan Turing. His principle where
Yeah.
they can tell the difference between love and not love and all
Yeah.
that stuff. It's not a good sign if they start crushing anyone.
Yeah.
I'm going to forgo the
Trump, maybe.
quip I was going to make just to get on with the news because we do
Yeah.
got a lot of stuff to
That's
cover
fair.
tonight.
That's
True.
So, Bryce, you've got notes now. He was looking for those,
I
right?
mean,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
He's got some. I
You
love
throwing
that
some shade
Bryce's-
at my handwriting?
Yes, absolutely we are.
That's okay.
Please share us with this chicken scratch that you have on this paper.
Well, luckily for the news portion, it's all right here on the phone. So that's for later.
Yeah, go ahead, Doc.
Yeah.
You wrote on your phone.
This is
I
a
wrote on it,
special
yes.
tool.
Yeah.
Write me a prescription later.
Okay. Okay. All right. There's no cure for your herpes. Sorry.
What the?
Wow. Anyway,
They didn't
What?
know that already? That's
Oh,
weird.
sorry, Jason. Okay, so following in Jason's footsteps with movie promos that are coming out, I really, really liked the new official trailer for the movie The Lodge. And if you haven't seen it, I hope we're gonna post it on our website so you can see it, and on Facebook, I should say. So The Lodge is something that has a lot of star power, and it's definitely reminding me a little bit of The Shining. It's definitely some isolation, and it's definitely some scary stuff going on in a winter setting. So you've got a film that's supposed to be coming out. Let's say it's coming out soon, because I don't see a date here. But The Lodge stars Riley Keough, Jaden Lieber, I should have probably looked these up.
Oh, Richard Armitage.
Yeah, yes, Leah McHugh and Batgirl Alicia Silverstone.
Man, I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Yeah, so it's this movie that starts out as an awkward vacation for a family, gets more awkward when apparently Dad has to leave. So it looks really interesting. You should really check out the trailer.
I'm seeing a lot of good buzz about it, saying this
Thank
is
you.
terrifying. It also debuted at Sundance, by the way.
Yes.
They've acquired distribution rights, but we don't know when it's going to be released. Mass market. Neon is going to be distributing it, but we don't know when.
It looks like it might come out August 22nd.
I,
that what you
I
just
couldn't
saw?
find anything.
I found a date that said August 22nd.
Okay,
But with
great.
indie movies, you never know.
Can't confirm. Yeah.
It's on my list. It looks pretty terrifying.
Yeah, it does. So I don't want to give away any of the plot points. There's a couple listed here in the story, but I think if you see the trailer, that's going to do it more justice than
Which
me
should
talking
definitely
about
be
it.
posted on the Facebook page, facebook.com/SCNS Live.
Yes. Good stuff. You need to check it out.
So 2 horror movies down. Does anybody else have a horror movie today?
Mine, well, yeah, Cass does.
Oh, let's just make it a trifecta.
Why
Cass,
not?
what have you got?
All right. Speaking of horror movie trailers, the trailer for It Chapter 2 came out.
No!
Featuring Nightmare Grandma. I don't know, it looks really interesting. We've got Jessica Chastain heavily featured in the trailer as adult Beverly Marsh. and she's kind of reminiscing about her. Yes, about her
Childhood.
her old stomping ground. She goes back to her childhood house, which is, of course, not filled with a lot of good memories for her.
I don't know why you'd go back.
I don't need. I
Except to burn it down, but that would be rude if it's someone else's house. So maybe don't go back.
Yeah.
Keep going about this scene.
Ugh, it's terrifying, and the fact that that's in the trailer makes me really excited. Comes out September 6th, 2019. Super psyched. Yeah.
The part of the trailer when it go after the old lady's been talking to her, and you can clearly see the old woman is like naked and skittering across. I'm like, hell no, I'm out.
Yeah. Like when Pennywise is the least scary thing that you see in a trailer.
And she's got the sores on it. I'm just like, everything about it is just making me cringe.
I'm so excited.
I'm
So
concerned. Like the fact that there's a naked old lady in the trailer and they couldn't show anything. Are they telling us there's going to be a lot of gratuitous like weirdness? Like I'm down for
That's
the
it.
weirdness, but you have to be into the scary, and some of that didn't look scary. It's just a weird out factor. But then I was happy when it showed him all extra floating in on a bunch of balloons.
$5 said they just strapped Bill to a bunch of balloons and were like, "Fly, Bill, fly!
Do your weird eye thing.
Can you do it from up there, Bill? Bill, you okay?"
He's Mary Poppins, y'all.
Exactly.
When's it?
September
September
6th.
6th.
Perfect.
So
We're getting closer to Halloween. But anyway, okay.
that's when the first one came out. Was
Yeah.
in September.
Yeah.
So
It's the very beginning of like rush season for horror. After the summer one,
Yeah.
the beginning of the fall one.
What's the actor's name that's he's playing Bill? I can't think of his name. He was Professor X. Why can't I
James McAvoy.
Does he just like magically grow hair when he needs to?
Yes.
And,
yes.
Like
Yes.
retract it into his body? Like,
That's
most
that's
of
his
us
actual-
magically grow hair.
you need to be bald for this role. Because he shaves his head for those roles. Like Glass. He
Even-
shaved his head.
Even the first one. Yeah.
Sometimes
Does
you
he?
can see reshooting.
You need to be bald. Okay. And it just like...
If they reshoot scenes, he does bald caps, I think.
So it was
I
funny
do
because
think-
when he got the role for Professor X for X-Men First Class, he got so excited he actually shaved his head. They're like, no. We need you with
Yeah.
hair. So they had to give him a wig.
So then he went like this.
I'm,
Busted.
I'm sorry. What was that motion again?
That's how I make my hair grow.
There's
Ah.
a screen cap for the YouTube page.
See, that should be. Oh my God, Cass.
Speaking of that face, what have you got for us this week? And does it involve a horror movie?
It doesn't.
Okay.
Actually, I wanted to tell you guys that esports are coming, whether you like it or not. Super League, an amateur organization. I don't know if they're amateur as an organization or if they're an organization for amateurs playing esports, but it just said an amateur organization has partnered with NetLevel to host League of Legends tournaments for amateurs in movie theaters. Showcase Cinemas, iPic Theaters, Harkins Theaters, and Cinemark have all partnered with them, and they're trying to do this thing where, like, you take your kid, mostly, you take your kid and you go see a movie, and they play in a tournament, and the times match up more or less. So that's a thing that's happening. It's actually happening in Dallas. I don't have any details because I hate Riot.
That's fair.
That makes League of Legends. In addition to that, a couple of weeks ago, Dallas Fuel sold out 2 days of 4,500 seats per day to do the first Homestead games for Overwatch League. Cass and I went. It was quite hype. We met all our favorite esports stars and fangirled out over some of them. But
Did they win?
they won. They won
Okay.
both
But y'all
games.
represent
Okay,
it. Y'all
cool.
y'all burned blue on your costume.
We
so.
did. I was wearing a Junkrat Fuel custom skin, and Roadhogs actually goes with that quite well. So we met a lot of people because of the cosplays. Every time we went and we're like, "Hey, can we take a picture with you guys?" They're like, hell yeah! Can you take one with my phone?" It was fun.
Nice.
So esports are coming, like it or not. Get into it.
I think we
but
like
only Overwatch.
Yay, Fortnite!
Wow.
No, they're also doing some other stuff. They did Minecraft thing with
Do not
a
understand how it's a
Spider-Man
tournament.
thing. I don't understand any of it, but
I really don't understand any of it.
I don't understand how you can have a Minecraft tournament. What is the goal?
Who can build faster and best?
I don't No, isn't that just Fortnite?
That's Fortnite, though.
Yeah,
That's a joke.
Yeah, but you're not
That's
ended
a
up-
way
Yeah, but no one
meta
ends up getting
joke
murdered,
for
so-
gamers.
Possible.
Was that too niche?
That was too niche. That's all you do in Fortnite anymore is build. You don't worry about killing things. Anyway, they did a Minecraft one. They did a Spider-Man with Spider-Man. Oh, Wonder Twin Powers Activate is talking about Rocket League. That's another thing that's been big.
Yeah.
As well as Smash tournaments. I don't know which all are being covered by Super League. But yeah, if you're interested in that sort of thing, I highly recommend to go check out Super League and see what kind of stuff they're having in your area.
And don't check out Riot.
Oh.
Ever.
Because I know Cora's story, I'm going to let go. Rick, go ahead. What have you got for us today?
So, we got some news involving the Suicide Squad sequel, which is being written and directed by none other than James Gunn. He has tapped his friend Michael Rooker to play the villain King Shark. They are currently in talks of him coming in for the role, but it pretty much looks like it is a done deal. Of course, Michael Rooker has been in almost every single one of James Gunn's movies that he's ever done, starting with Slither all the way through Super, and then with Belko Experiment, which James Gunn wrote.
That was so good.
Oh, it's good.
And then up, of course, in the Guardians 1 and 2, we play Yondu. So, but now, of course, spoiler alert, that Yondu is dead and no longer the MCU. Michael Rooker has no connection to Marvel now, so he can go off and do stuff with DC. So, yeah, he is joining Suicide Squad. Movie is slated to come out on August 6th of 2021. And, of course, Idris Elba has also joined on an unknown role. He has not taken over for Will Smith, even though that was originally reported. They have said that they're going to leave the role of Deadshot open to Will Smith for him to return, as he only could not make it due to scheduling conflicts. So, yeah, but we've got a villain. We don't know if he's going to be part of the Suicide Squad or as the main villain for this movie. But yeah, James Gunn directing the sequel to the Academy Award-winning Suicide Squad.
Question for you, because I don't think you covered it. Who is Michael Rooker playing in Suicide Squad?
King Shark. That's what I said.
Royal
Yes, so
Shark
he's playing-
do
So
Royal Shark
Yondu is playing King-tastic.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
King Shark.
King Shark.
Yes.
Well, that's just fantastic.
You wah wah. So yeah, no. Of course,
I've been waiting on someone to do that.
of course, we have seen King Shark already in the CW's The Flash, but obviously with this being a different universe, we're going to see a very different
Maybe
version
it'll
of
be
it.
good this time.
So bad I lost the use of my hands.
Wouldn't it be funny if? Wouldn't it have been funnier that King Shark in the CW series, if at least Michael Rooker had voiced that character?
That would have been funny.
Yeah.
I'd love
Now-
to hear
now
him
here's my
voicing
thing.
that
They
shark.
did practical effects for Killer Croc, which is what got him the award. Are they
Shut
gonna do
up.
practical effects for Michael Rooker for King Shark as
How
well?
long does gland installation take?
I figured they just put him in a fuzzy suit. Fuzzy shark.
So yeah, Michael Rooker is coming in as King Shark for
Make
the
sure you
Suicide
move
Squad sequel,
Your left hand.
August 6th of
You get in
2021. Cora, what is your
Is
story?
that elective surgery that he would have to undergo?
It would have to be.
It's not
Can't
gonna be for him.
mandatory.
Don't make her mute your mics.
Alrighty. So, in the vein of trailers, because apparently we got a lot of trailers today, PlayStation actually, not long before our show, did their own live thing, kind of like Nintendo Direct, and they gave us a trailer for Final Fantasy VII, the remake. It actually looked really good. We got to see some of the gameplay for it, some of the cutscenes, some of the combat, some of the just puzzles, things like that. And it still looks really great, but I still have one big issue with it, and that it's all still in Midgar. And for those who haven't played Final Fantasy VII, Midgar is the opening city, and it takes up the first about half hour of the game, I would say, maybe hour, depending on how long it takes you to solve the puzzles and get through the different areas. And that's it. The rest of the game, which is a pretty long game, is everywhere else in the world. And we still haven't seen any of that. We haven't seen the overworld. We haven't seen some of the other towns. like this time, yes, like this time I was glad we got to see different characters. Like we got to see Barrett, we got to see Aerith, we got to see Sephiroth, and we got to hear their voices and hear some of the voice acting. So I guess that's a plus, but it feels like with Kingdom Hearts 3, where they just constantly showed us Olympus Coliseum over and over and over and over and over and over until people actually started getting mad about it, and then they're like, oh, Tangled. And so I feel like that's what this is going to end up being, where they're just like, okay, can you show us something else now? Until we finally just like, can you show us new stuff? And then they just kind of begrudgingly show us something else. Until, like, the month of release where they'll just show everything all at once. It looks good, though.
When is it slated to come out?
We have no clue.
Okay.
But we will get more... at the end of the trailer, they did say that more details will be available next month. So be looking out for that. I'll keep you guys informed on what happens.
Personally,
Hopefully.
I hate the tease that this game has been for the past 2 freaking years, man.
Yeah.
It'll probably be another 3 before I'm actually playing this game.
In the chat, it says that it was announced that the game would be released in parts. I don't know what that means.
Yes, they had announced that what they were going to do is they were going to release it. Originally, I heard it was going to be in 3 parts, which made sense because the original game came out in 3 discs, so that would be a really interesting venue. They didn't give information on prices for that. If they're selling each part as the full price of a game, I'm not going to get that. Because that's $60 3 times, and I'm not doing that.
I don't think
You
can
No,
do that.
not a chance.
But from what I heard, and this is a rumor as far as I'm concerned, because I don't remember the source that I got it from, was that the first part was going to end off when you leave Midgar. And if that's the case, that is, excuse my language, bullshit. Because again, that's a very small portion of the game in comparison to everywhere else and everything else that you experience and do. I don't know how much they're going to be cutting from the game, but there's a lot of plot stuff that happens literally everywhere you go. Even this, like, you go to a minuscule place off in the corner of nowhere. Like, the game forces you to go there, but it has a lot of character growth for one of your companions, and actually kind of gives a view to some of the other stuff that's happening. So it's still mandatory and needed. Even the side characters have intricately woven stories in it. So I don't know what they're planning, but if the first part really is going to end at Midgar, I'm going to be mad as hell. I'm also just going to be mad if they really are selling it in parts for full price. They better not. Square, you didn't hear me? Y'all are kind of coasting at this point.
I want a remake of Final Fantasy VIII.
Too bad.
Or 9, or 10.
Cora, what would you say if I told you I played all the way through Final Fantasy VII without waking up Vincent?
You're a monster.
Experience is valid.
I didn't even know this character existed until after I played the game. And somebody had him. I'm like, who the hell is that? Like, Vincent? I'm like, who?
New phone,
Oh.
Curtis.
I didn't even know he existed until like maybe 2 months after I had finished the game. I love
really
the sheer
glad.
look of shock on her face.
I'm really glad I'm sitting down.
And there's a desk between.
And
There's 2
a desk,
desks.
and that there are multiple things in between us, so I can't hurt you.
I still finished the game.
I mean, I'm glad you finished the game.
Hey!
Oh, that's a real knife. No.
And you're also giving it to her blade first. What's wrong with you? And she almost grabbed it.
Here you go.
I would like to not stop the show to have to take someone to the emergency room. Hey,
Put the real weapons down. I never tell you what to do as the EP. Put it down.
that's actually a throwing knife, too. So, anyway,
Oh, perfect.
so
Why would
before
you
someone
tell her that?
gets killed, possibly everyone else besides me, that's been
Thank
super
you.
cool nerd news. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for coming to our first and last Twitch affiliate.
I'm sorry, we're taking away your Twitch affiliation. Someone was murdered on your show.
That's the
live.
purge.
And you swear.
And you
It's
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 like
an
50-50
educational.
as to
Fuck.
which is worse.
Now there's a one. No.
It's an educational tutorial on how you know,
We were already screwed.
That's a whole
You
other
used
YouTube
a
channel I
picture
run.
with middle
Anyway,
fingers. He
so-
was talking about son of a bitch. Like, we're not getting paid for this.
But anyway, we'd also like to congratulate Avengers Endgame because it is now the #2 grossing movie of all time.
And
fastly
and-
approaching number 1.
And it is officially the fastest grossing movie in history.
And it has taken down the #2 spot of Titanic. That's right, Titanic goes down
Again. Again.
Thank
And
God.
Avatar, we coming for you.
We
I
must.
rewatched that last night, actually.
Avatar?
Yeah, I
Why?
forgot
Not
how. I
good.
forgot. No, it actually. I thought it was. I watched it again. I'm like, you know what? It's actually enjoyable.
Well,
We must dethrone the Cameron.
So the numbers for this week, from Monday through Thursday, have not come in yet. But it's possible that they've already beaten Avatar. If they haven't beaten it with the weekly numbers, they will certainly overtake and become the #1 movie this weekend. I'm so happy.
Last I,
Nerds, rise up.
Yes.
last I saw, it needed less than 600 million.
Yeah, it
So
was like 600
worldwide,
million.
yeah. So
I'm thinking they probably would have gotten that
Make
during the week.
600
I'd be
million to
surprised if they didn't get it
Kickstarter,
during the
right?
week.
Like,
yeah.
But anyway, we all saw it. The Russos have granted that it is spoilers go forth, but mainly because we got a trailer for Spider-Man Far From Home this weekend. Now, there's been a lot of speculation of what place this movie actually is going to be, and we are now for certain this takes place after Endgame, and it is Spider-Man. It is spoilers, guys, dealing with the death of Tony Stark, Iron Man. So, great trailer. But all of us, after Endgame, we were wondering, where do we go from here?
yeah.
What's being introduced? What is next for the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Basically losing three of its biggest stars. No, because we're getting a Black Widow movie.
biggest
Yeah.
stars. and
Well,
then
it is
another-
a prequel.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought you were
but
talking
we are
about
getting a
Thor.
movie.
Yeah.
But we lost Robert Downey Jr. He is
Done.
dead and gone. We will miss him. Thank you for starting this universe.
Yeah.
Tony Stark's
Unfortunately, we cannot see your sign. It's not dark enough.
Tony Stark's arc was very poignant.
Gatekeeping my sign.
That's my reactor.
Yes.
Of course, Chris Evans has.
What in the world?
Right. Let's see what this thing can do.
That is an audio nightmare.
Give me.
Yeah, don't do that again. Into the microphone, especially from the lady wearing headphones. She's got enough. Anyway,
Put that back. Put Tony back.
with all of that, we've been wondering what's next. How are we going to introduce new characters with the Fox properties that have been bought and Gambit basically being canceled from Fox? New Mutants getting delayed for a year. I don't think that movie's ever going to see the light of day.
Not even the actors know.
Let's just get Dark Phoenix done and over with,
Can
please.
we not talk about Dark Phoenix
I,
anymore?
I just want it to go away.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll hit the theater and go away soon after that.
But of course, we saw from Far From Home, Peter's dealing with the death of Tony Stark, and we see a new hero introduced named Mysterio, Quentin Beck, whom we all know is really a villain.
A lying
Don't know how
lie
they're doing
face
this.
who
I've got a
lies.
couple of inklings, but we hear the word
Multiverse.
and the possibilities are now
Endless.
Literally.
We can do whatever. We can merge universes. We can even say Dark Phoenix broke a universe and it merged with ours. That's very good.
Can you see that?
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
So, I am very excited for whatever they're announcing with Phase 4, as Spider-Man Far From Home will bookend the Phase 3 universe. So, before we move forward, I think I gave Endgame 5 stars. It was a great movie. Loved every second of it.
I'm sure it meant a lot to them.
Hold up. What?
3.5
Out of 5?
out of 5.
Why?
Could have been 10 minutes longer.
Dude.
It will be on the Blu-ray.
Anyway,
What's a Blu-ray?
we've done a review on the movie. We kind of talked about it a little bit, but favorite part of the movie, just around the table. Favorite part of Endgame, just one. You had to pick one.
One.
Only one.
One. Avengers. Assemble.
Price.
Captain America versus Captain America.
That was amazing.
It was.
America's ass.
Ant-Man losing his taco.
Yeah.
That was pretty.
That was-
No,
That was
I've
just-
got to go. I've got to go with everyone coming back through Doctor Strange. That was amazing.
Surprise, that was mine.
Yeah.
Jason?
I
Picking up the
knew
hammer?
it.
Cora?
I can only pick one.
Yeah.
Hawkeye's entire run, like underground with the gauntlet.
Why am I not surprised?
Well,
That was pretty cool.
you
though.
wouldn't
It
let me.
was cool,
You wouldn't
though.
let me say all Hawkeye scenes because
Well-
that was going to be it.
Just say all Hawkeye scenes.
Yeah, every scene that Hawkeye was in, don't even care if he was in the foreground or not. Favorite. Also, I have never been so upset to be right about anything. The opening scene was something I had called like before, and
You talked about it on the show. You're
Yeah.
documented.
yeah,
as calling that.
and I have never been more upset to be right because that was the opening scene, and it still makes me cry.
Cat,
What?
favorite part?
That was the thing she said.
Same
She
thing
went
that-
full
No,
swing.
no.
Not the part where all the Lady Avengers got in front of Spider-Man and made a hole.
I thought that
That
was patronizing, but also deeply needed, so I
Yeah.
didn't mind.
I love a friend of mine's response on that, where someone said, "Yeah, the girl power scene was kind of cool, but didn't it seem a little bit forced?" And her response was, "Kiss my entire ass. That was cool."
I want that movie. Give me that
That's
movie.
kind of where it came down on it. In some ways, it seems a little bit too deliberate, but in other ways, like, they still have a long way to go to make up for
Yeah.
things. So
I will
I loved
say
it.
I did think it was funny because there's this whole like posturing moment, right? Where she's got help and Captain Marvel just through all of his soldiers. She didn't need help.
The
She's
headbutt.
Captain Marvel.
The headbutt. When he, boom, and she just like, "Not today."
Right. Right.
And he had just a little look of pet, like, "Oh, shit." Boom.
Yeah.
because he's trying to do the exact same thing that he did with like Cap, and she's just
Yeah.
not having it. Like,
She didn't
no.
even blink. She just looked like,
Okay.
And
Okay.
Right.
All right. Question for y'all. What part made you cry? What was the part that like you finally broke
On your left.
on your left? Cora, was at the very beginning of the
don't
movie.
you look at me. So I had multiple scenes where I cried for
What was
long-
what was the first one?
the opening scene.
Opening scene.
Because it opened with that, and my first thought went, "Oh no!" And then the slow build to it, and by the time the dusting happened, there was just this lone tear. Well, this is how it opens. And then, well, the part that I really did just absolutely lose it was Ant-Man when he came back and he's looking through the monuments for his daughter's name.
He sees his own.
And he sees his own. Well, I had prepared myself that he was going to see Cassie's name.
Yeah.
So I was like, crap, no. And then, so there was already the tears starting. And then when he reunited with Cassie, it was just like, and here we go again. I cried a lot, okay?
Yeah.
Let's just not keep the camera here. I cried a lot, and I'm kind of ashamed at how much I cried. I think I cried 2.5 hours of the movie.
Bryce? Did
First
you
time
cry?
I cried in the yes. First
Okay.
time I laughed, I cheered, I cried. I did all those things multiple times. First time I cried in the film, and I've seen the film twice, and it happened to me twice. First time I cried was the self-sacrificing heroes who held hands first, and then were trying to race each other to jump off Vormir. That scene is one of the better scenes in the entire film for me. It has impact for sure.
Jason?
"I'm gonna buy you all the cheeseburgers you want."
Oh God.
Oh.
I'm gonna cry now again. Cat?
I'm already about to cry again. I don't like this.
When she said cheeseburgers, I'm gonna buy all the cheeseburgers. and Jason's heart grew 10 times that day.
Cat?
I don't know, like, I mean, I teared up multiple times. I don't know when the first one was. I think the whole Black Widow thing was the first one that got to me pretty hardcore, but I don't remember specifically.
I think I teared up during that, but the part that I lost it was on your left and just seeing everyone show up. And I was like, oh my God, this is like,
Oh,
Admittedly,
yeah.
From that
When
point on to the end, I was just a mess.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I ugly cried during that movie.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to pull
Yeah.
back from that. I just don't remember the first part that made me cry. But the
Yeah.
five, where they put 5 on the screen, and then they waited like 7 seconds before they put up years
Yeah.
later. It was
'Cause-
like, oh, holy crap.
Because there was all sorts of speculation, like, oh, Black Widow's hair is longer, so it has to have at least been like 4 months.
No,
And so
years.
they put up 5, and I was like, wow, 5 months?
They did it on purpose.
No!
They
It
were
was
so
so
good.
brilliant.
They waited so
Yes.
long while you were like, 5 what? 5 what? Oh, holy crap. 5 what? And then it's years, and you're
they-
like, oh, crap.
I think we can all agree that Tony's passing was probably just the, you can
Oh,
rest
yeah.
now.
I was
Sure.
I was tearful at that, but I was holding it together, and then Peter. When Peter showed up and like basically became a blubbering mess, I couldn't do it
I
anymore.
was laughing too hard to cry. Like, I was laughing really hard because he's such a. And then this happened, and then we all had to come back here, right? And yeah, the look on Tony's face was amazing, but it was just funny to me that he couldn't get it together.
I get you.
Then that's 2 movies in a row that Peter Parker has just made us. That little
Damn you, Tom Holland.
that little 10-second thing of from Infinity War. I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark, until we won Mr. Stark. Just like, oh god.
So,
I-
go ahead.
I'm salty that we didn't really get a chance to see any of the Avengers mourn for anybody.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Equal time was given to Captain America mourning for Tony and Hank Pym mourning for Tony. We don't get a line, we don't get any kind of feeling of what the Avengers think about all this. And that kind of makes me sad. Like, we don't have Thor, Captain America, Hulk, anybody discussing Tony at all. We get kind of a general feeling, but that's it. And that made me kind of sad. And the fact that Bucky doesn't really say goodbye to Captain America, and I realize a lot of that would be kind of fan service, but I would like to see a proper goodbye between some of these characters.
See, I was really upset that we didn't get as much Bucky and Cap interaction. And while it would have been fan service to a degree, they've also established them throughout the movies as having a very close relationship, and then Cap finally finds him again, and he still doesn't get to really interact with him before he disappears again. And now he's back, and we still don't get anything. I expected at least one shot of them fighting back to back, and I didn't get it. I haven't gotten it since Captain America: The First Avenger, unless I'm wrong. Please correct
Civil
me. if I'm
War.
wrong.
I think of it that way. I think of it as they
They
had
weren't
to
fighting Iron
say
Man.
goodbye to
Oh, that's
each
right.
other 5 years ago. For the most part, that's how it went in my head. Is that their whole mourning thing has been a process.
Yeah, 5 years is a long time.
You know what I
so.
mean?
Yeah.
Like they had to, and they had all those discussions and everything, and those were already passed. And in that 1 in however many million chance that this one worked out, and it worked out the way it did, there's like, there's, what does it say? Nothing left to write, no more room to write with, and nothing left to say. It was a line from a book that I love, and it's just like, there wasn't anything left to say in my head.
Well,
He was a hero, and that's it.
with all these new happenings, though, there are certain characters that float around that are Fox properties. That are some are going to be easy to bring in, some are not going to be easy to bring in. The main one is the X-Men, whereas that is an established universe that has been around. Professor X has been raising and running X-Men since the 60s or whatever. So how do we bring that into the Marvel Cinematic Universe? And we get our answer, multiverse.
First of all, it's pretty much confirmed that none of the current iterations of the X-Men are moving to the MCU, correct?
Nothing's confirmed. We don't
No.
know anything yet.
Okay.
We're going to learn everything at D23 this year.
That's fair.
So, with
Where
the
they're like, hi, we own everything. Thank you.
but with the existence of a multiverse, which even something that could possibly cross over into Dark Phoenix, just no. But we can easily bring mutants over to this side.
Yeah.
Sure.
With all the space happenings, though, I see maybe the Fantastic Four has bought the old Avengers Tower. They go off to explore.
Yeah.
Cosmic rays. Boom! We got the Fantastic Four now.
Again?
Well,
Done
don't you
right,
get it?
please?
But why?
Well, don't you get it because Cap went back to return all the stones, and while he was gone, doesn't he probably defeat Red Skull and Hydra to some degree, but he can't defeat communism. So you've got the Cold War that brings us the space race, and the space race brings us the Explorers and brings us the Fantastic Four, and then you've also got some sort of nuclear research going on that probably leads to the X-Men, right?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think Cap did anything when he went back.
Oh,
except
I don't
live his
believe
life.
that. I don't believe that.
I don't think it did either.
The Russo brothers.
He wasn't there.
So
He wasn't there
believe that.
originally.
He wasn't gonna mess with it.
He wasn't gonna mess with time.
He would just put it.
I don't think he sits still for 70 years and just dances with Peggy every night. I don't believe that.
Writers confirmed it.
But they're not writing the other one.
I don't like it,
Yeah.
but he's already given. He already has given his life. He deserved that. So, while I don't like that's how Cap went out, I'm at peace with it because that's my boy. That's my favorite.
Deserved is not something that he would think in terms of. Though.
He wouldn't think of it like that, but he would think of it more as like, I didn't give you the life that I wanted to give you to Peggy, so I'm going to do it now.
I was thinking the other way. I was thinking more he respects that you can't mess with the timeline.
Because where does it stop? Where would he stop? Well, I know that. He already defeated Hitler. He would just go through time, just fixing everything that he found out. So
if Bucky doesn't kill Tony's parents, then Iron Man's not a thing. A lot of that kind of stuff. I think he would understand.
Well, we're talking about
the
it.
ripple effects.
But this is not the butterfly effect. I thought that they stated, the Russo brothers have stated that, they even stated in the movie, you're talking about creating an alternate timeline. It's a different branch of reality. So what Cap did was he lived in a different timeline. I find it hard to believe he didn't do anything for 70 years besides, eat lunch with Peg and, go to the sock hop.
I mean, if we're talking about a multiverse, then surely he both did and didn't do it.
Yeah.
That's what a multiverse is.
I mean, there's a canonical multiverse in the comics where he marries Iron Man because Iron Man was the Iron Woman.
I think with
Why couldn't he just marry Iron Man?
I think with the addition of all the time travel and a multiverse existing, there is a lot of wiggle room, and
Yeah.
with that, y'all are the producers now. Who are y'all bringing into the MCU?
I would bring in the Fantastic Four in first, just because they were the first family of Marvel.
I would bring him in and kill him off.
I would leave the Fantastic Four in space.
You
where
can't-
they belong.
You can't shit on what he's bringing in.
You would have to bring in them. They were some of the first. They are the first Marvel family. They were the originals
I
in
agree.
a lot of ways. And while we might have had two okay-ish movies and then one shit show, you can't really say, hey, I don't like the Fantastic Four because of those movies, because I haven't read the comics. I don't know that much about them, but I know that these characters are very, very popular. I knew when those movies were coming out that people were excited. They were like, finally, we're getting this. We're getting an actual better version of Fantastic Four, and then the movies were okay. But I know people really want a really good version, and I know Disney can do it because they've done it with The Incredibles.
I agree with him. I want Fantastic Four, and I want them done right.
I want it badly, just like a lot of other Fantastic Four fans. I grew up reading John Byrne's run on the Fantastic Four. I have been a huge fan of that comic book for a long time, so I am with you. I want the Fantastic Four
Give me them
badly.
first before you give me
without
X-Men.
riding the coattails, who are you bringing in?
Okay, I would bring in the Defenders. I'd make Doctor Strange.
The Defenders as being played on Netflix?
No.
Okay.
No. We're talking about, there's already some talk about Namor possibly guest starring with Doctor Strange in the second Doctor Strange film. So if we can put together the Defenders, I'm good with that, because the Hulk can't have a solo movie in the MCU.
I don't think they can touch that for 2 years after Netflix. So no, they can't.
What, the Defenders?
Those properties, they can't. There's a 2-year wait on those, basically.
Okay.
You think?
No, that's
according to-
that's the deal.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
But you want Defenders.
I want Namor. I want the Defenders. I want
Which
more Doctor
Defenders
Strange.
team?
I'm talking about the original team.
So we can bring in Valkyrie.
Yes.
Wait, do we have to have Nighthawk?
No, but
Because you were going to have to get up out of here. Anyway.
no, we don't have to have him.
Thank
No,
you.
that's not a
Thank
necessity.
you. I hate Nighthawk.
No. Something else I want, but I'll come back to me.
All right.
Yeah.
Who are you bringing in?
Moon Knight.
Of course.
Yay, Moon Moon!
Duh.
My
Like,
girl.
if you're gonna continue talking about Doctor Strange, you have to start talking about Moon Knight at some point. He becomes a big part of it. He learns a lot from him. He grows a lot because of him. He becomes like this magic Batman thing. I want Moon Knight.
Because I'm on your side about this, though, does Moon Knight get a movie or a TV series on Disney Plus?
TV series. I think
Or better
it's
yet,
kind of
Hulu, because it
episodic.
seems like that's where we're going to get all the dark shows. We're getting Ghost Rider on Hulu.
Yes, that would be
Yeah.
better.
Like I think
Moon Knight
I
TV
see
series
his
on Hulu?
growth is very like episodic and
Yeah.
gradual.
Agreed.
Because he comes up and he's like, I'm just mad, and then they're like, okay, but like, what if you learn powers?
Yeah, we need to get that gradual progression into these, why there's 3 characters at the bottom of the area. not
Exactly.
just-
I love this poster. The whole design of the studio, by the way, is kind of based around this poster. After I finally found it,
So, Moon Knight TV series, Hulu.
behind the scenes tip,
If y'all are
Yeah.
listening out there, Disney, greenlight that.
Yes.
because-
but not on
Ca-
Hulu. 'Cause
ca-
it scares me.
No,
I don't
go
like
on Disney
Hulu.
Plus.
Yeah.
Give me Disney
Cass,
Plus.
who are you bringing in? I mean, that's a gimme.
First and foremost, not only because, of course, but also because he could literally, like, if you are bringing in,
This isn't spoilers anymore.
I mean,
It's all spoilers.
if you are going to bring in, especially if you're going to bring in Fox's X-Men, you have Deadpool jump back and forth between them. And there's so much Deadpool can bring with, like, playing with the idea of the multiverse.
Oh
Because
my God.
Deadpool has,
Especially with the fourth camera thing. Like,
and
fourth
he's
wall.
jumped universes so many times. I mean, you look at
Deadpool-
Deadpool versus Marvel Universe, Deadpool versus Deadpool, Deadpool versus, I don't remember what
It was
Or-
Deadpool versus
it was
Hawkeye.
Deadpool kills Deadpool. Deadpool kills Marvel
Marvel
Universe,
Universe.
and Deadpool Illustrated, which he goes and kills like Huckleberry Finn,
Yeah.
and he takes on Sherlock
So
Holmes.
he jumps
Okay.
universes a
Another
lot.
This is-
fictional character.
This is
Give
easy
me
to
that
bring in.
movie.
Do what?
This is easy to bring in, and also he would be
He's
aware.
easy to bring in, and he is easy to kind of blend these universes while still having a lot of fun with it, which is what Marvel does.
And you know what you could do? The
It's
people
what
been
Disney does.
been petitioning for now that Stan Lee is watching over us. Have Deadpool cameo in all the films.
I saw that. I think that'd be so cool.
What if he introduced, like, normally this old guy would do this, but I'm filling in for him.
And he's the one that drops a one F-bomb in every PG-13 movie.
Plus, canon, he's the only one who's aware that
He's a
he's a
comic.
character.
Right.
So it'd be fun.
Cora?
Spoilers.
Yeah, this is not going to be. Please tell us who you're bringing.
One thing about Stanley I wanted to
What?
mention,
Go ahead.
since you mentioned him. I wish they had used Stan Lee instead of whoever that no-name actor was for Scott Lang in the suit when they were doing the test run on the
Oh, yeah.
on
That-
the-
Okay, that would have been
on
fun.
the
That
time
would've been
travel. I
funny.
wish Stan had been in the suit.
Yeah.
Right.
I like that.
Cora,
See, well, I'm going to go slightly meta with my choices because the Russos have already mentioned that they will be introducing a member of the LGBT community into the Marvel Universe going forward, that they already have one in mind. And I feel like that's a hint that they're going to be introducing the Young Avengers. And I want that desperately because we have Cassie. She's old enough to be the Cassie that we see in Young Avengers. We're getting a Kate Bishop series with Hawkeye, so that's 2 of them. Wanda and Vision are having their own series, which means that we will have Billy and Tommy. All we need now is Hulkling, which we can easily get because we have the Kree and the Skrull.
I don't know if this
Thank you
would
very
affect it, but the Wanda Vision one is going to take in the 1950s.
I don't know exactly what the hell's up with that either.
I
It-
would have time
it
to throw
can-
it out the window. So
Yeah.
I
It can
don't care.
actually still work because Billy and Tommy are constructs that Wanda creates because she can't physically have children with Vision.
Why
And
not?
because Vision is a robot and not a real human.
You see, when a man
See,
and woman
I
love
am
each
mother.
other,
But what happens is she basically, because she is a reality warper in the comics, so she imagines that she wants children and she just creates children. But when she's not consciously thinking about them, they disappear. And what it basically is she took someone else's children from inside them, essentially, and made them. So she has to give them back, essentially. And in the comics, they kind of shot that forward. So when Billy and Tommy are born in a more modern age, because those comics took place in the past, they are born to separate parents, but they're still twins technically, because of Wanda. And one has and one has speedster powers, one has magic powers. They can make it work still, is essentially what I'm getting at, and I'm okay with this. But I do have a plea to ask of the writers that you not go with the new run of Young Avengers and you go with the old run, because they knew how to write and the new ones didn't. Thank you and good night.
They can do whatever they want to. It's a new universe as far as they're concerned.
It is, but I at least want the good writing that was in the original, because they actually knew how to write the characters as people and not as drama machines.
There's one character I think, and I don't know how the property would be best served, but I want a Miss Marvel. And I don't know if it will work better as a television show or a movie.
Are we talking about Carol Danvers?
No, I'm talking about Kamala Khan.
Okay, sorry.
Probably a TV series.
Yeah.
I think so.
It could be a slice of life superhero.
Because I really like how they write Kamala in the comics. And I think it would be probably better served as a TV show.
Yeah.
But also there's somebody out there that's going to be pissed about this bright little young Muslim girl.
Well,
And that's going to make me really happy.
I mean,
Make it a movie then.
Suck it.
Exactly.
Make it a movie.
I want your tears.
If you're
Oh.
mad about that, suck it.
So,
That's what I have to say.
Speaking of TV shows,
Mm-hmm.
does anyone else think that they're going to change the name from Falcon and Bucky, or Falcon and Winter Soldier, to Captain America and Winter Soldier on the Disney?
You know, let's leave it Falcon and Winter Soldier, but let's have him grow into the Shield.
Yes.
And then season 2, call it Captain America
I
and
said
Falcon,
they call
or
it Falcon and whatever, but they still call him Cap. I think that'd be sweet.
Well, I theorize he's not going to be Cap until the end of the miniseries. He's going to, like you said,
release
grow
the
into
first
it.
season.
Maybe by the end of the 6th or 7th or 8th episode, whatever, how many ever
I
episodes
want
there
the
are.
first episode of Sam just failing to throw the shield.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
I was just so happy about that as a whole. I was happy that he handed it off, and I was happy it was to one of the ones who'd been there since the beginning. And so happy about the resolution and the shield being handed off.
I was more happy about the memes that are being shared of, the cell phone lady of, yes, he's got a shield, he's fighting a bunch of people in the street, and he's calling himself Captain America.
I had not seen that. Wow, rude.
How does Sam manage that, though, without being a super soldier with that serum? How does he manage to throw it?
I mean, it's a frisbee.
It's rubber.
A lot of working.
Sam does a lot
It's
more
hard.
fighting with the shield because he can fly.
Right.
So he can pretty much dart across, and instead of throwing it, he adapted.
Okay.
He was just fly across the room and punch you with the shield.
That's what I'm thinking that
And
they're going to do.
really, as long as you can fit your entire body behind the shield, you're Captain America. You gotta be able to turtle.
When Sam
Right.
was Cap,
Like
it
ancient Rome.
was he was
no.
not great at throwing the shield. In fact, he could not always get the return done. So
Okay, last thing. I just realized something. If we have a multiverse, I think that's how we could possibly see Tom Holland in Tom Hardy's Venom.
Ooh.
Since
Ooh.
Sony and Disney
I
are
like
sharing
it.
that,
Let's do it.
Yes.
they could cross
that would be
over.
amazing.
so does this mean Into the Spider-Verse is now part of the MCU?
Yeah,
Maybe.
possibly.
Have you oh,
No, I haven't seen it.
we're going to make this happen. for
It
you.
should
But
be.
there, just real quick, since we're doing real quick things, there is a fan theory out there currently that we are going to see multiple Spider-Men in Far From Home. Current theory is that the person in the black suit is Miles Morales, and we do see various versions of the spider suit. And the song Sunflower from Into the Spider-Verse is on the soundtrack for Far From Home.
I think we
Dope.
do. That's my assumption. It has
Wait,
been.
yeah, because
Dope.
so Homecoming took place 2 years before Endgame, and then it's been it's been 7 years approximately. So if Miles Morales was around 7 or 8 in Homecoming, because that's when Donald Glover said,
Well,
I got a little nephew.
It,
He
it-
could be around 14, 15.
It's not so much that he's from this universe. He could be from a different universe, and that's what they're getting at. Is that the theory is that there could be multiple Spider-Men from various universes, like maybe there's a rift or something open in Italy where they are, and they get the help of other Spider-Men while they're there.
Which would be
I
funny
would-
because Tina Fey wrote that into Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt in season 2, like 3 years ago.
I have my own theory about Far From Home, but I think we can go into that another time because
Yeah.
it is 9 p.m. and we have gone on.
Give me
with the show.
Tobey
We could
Maguire in
probably
the
talk for
MCU.
hours on this. Bryce, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say, what else do I want? What other character do I want? I want Doctor Doom,
Oh, yeah.
and I want it. And I want it with Fantastic Four, and I want the Time Traveler Kang for the
I believe that was one
for the rest of the
choices in
heroes.
Chat. Also,
yeah, I
Galactus
think
and
that
Silver
was
Surfer.
Aaron
as
was
well.
talking about it.
Well, Galactus would be great, but
Yeah.
he needs to come in after, I think, Doom.
He's going to be the next big
I mean, you bring
bad.
Doom in with Fantastic Four.
Yes, right.
I think he's going to be the next big bad. It's going to be
Has
Galactus.
Latveria been mentioned
Who?
in the MCU? No, it hasn't.
Who?
Okay.
I don't think so.
Latveria.
No.
No.
Okay, just
No.
making sure. If that had been a one-off or something,
Right.
like go back
Anyway.
go back on Civil War, you see it. Anyway, guys, that has been the show. We will be back next week with another hour of super cool nerdistry. But if you want more of us this weekend, we'll be running our D&D campaign. We're sorry you missed out on last week. We have things to do. We have lives, but we'll be back Saturday. What time are we starting there, old Dungeon Master Cora?
We'll post it on the page.
3 p.m.? 3 p.m.?
Yes, we'll be going live at 3 p.m. Central
3
Time.
p.m. or later?
I thought it was 4.
I thought.
Is it
I
4?
don't know.
We
I
can
don't know.
change it to
We'll
4 if
post it.
needed.
I mean,
Is that
earlier
enough
is
time?
better for me. That's whenever.
Okay.
Earlier is better for you?
Because of playoffs.
Then, yeah. Let's
But
do
What
it.
time-
whatever. It's whatever works for
What time
everyone.
do playoffs start? We'll talk about that. We'll post on the page. We're having D&D this weekend. Make sure you join us for it. Okay?
We're going to be role-playing on a tabletop game.
Also, if y'all enjoyed the last episode of Alternate Heads, we will be back with another one. But this time it'll be a panel of 3 with Bryce, myself, and Sean for
Yay.
talking some toys. So
You
join us
could
for that.
actually switch heads. It would be hilarious.
That would be like awesome if I could do that.
It's not that hard.
I would do it just to freak people.
Let's make it happen.
Anyway, so that has been the show. If you want to follow us, make sure you do it on Facebook.com/SCNSLive or Twitter and Instagram @SCNSLive. If you want to follow us individually, you can follow me Instagram and Twitter @JasonTheX.
You follow me at Doa Drawings on Twitter, but only if you watch Overwatch League. Otherwise, you're not going to enjoy it very much. Or at BetterCat on Instagram.
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Cass Bradley, Cass_Bradley, KAS_Bradley.
Please follow me at Bryce Culver on Facebook and Instagram, and I also have a toy page that I will actually be putting content on, which is called Trapdoor Toys.
You can find me on Instagram at AlamoNerd89. I'm doing the 365-day challenge. Today was day 129, which was a picture of the Oreos from the Game of Thrones Oreos, and then tomorrow's day 130. I don't know what I'm shooting tomorrow, so tune in and find out.
See, all right. You can follow me on Instagram at Corodono. It's spelled right down there. And I post cosplay and artwork on there. Or if you want to follow me on Twitter, where you can join me in screaming into the void about Suikoden and Moomins, you can follow me at Hawk's Perch. Please join me over there. I'm very lonely.
All right.
Yay.
That's it. We'll see you guys over the weekend and next
What a
week.
fun note.
But as we always say around here,
Keep
Keep on
Keep
nerding.
nerding.
Pikachu.
Pikachu.
I love you 3000.
God
Oh.
damn.
Beta Ray Bill. Bring us Beta Ray Bill.
He is in the MCU?